And here in this section, I'll take it in two parts. Section A is the Old Testament evidence, and then section B is the New Testament evidence. So we'll start with the Old Testament evidence. And the main issue here is that the coming of the Messiah was a large theme, and the coming of Jesus was a large fulfillment of Old Testament Jewish prophecy. Just think about that. What other major religious leader's birth was predicted in advance? Moses? Muhammad? Joseph Smith? No. Friends, there are at least 10 very specific prophecies in the Jewish scriptures concerning the birth of Jesus that were fulfilled with exact precision. Here's a few on the screen. The prophet said that the Messiah had to be born in Bethlehem. The prophet said that the Messiah would come out of Egypt. The prophet said that he would be born of a virgin. The prophet said that the Messiah would be a son of David. Remember that from our previous series? The prophet said in Isaiah 53 that the Messiah would also suffer. If you read that chapter, see if you're not taken aback by the specificity there. The prophet said that the Messiah would ride into Jerusalem on a donkey. The prophet said that he would be silent before those who accused him. The prophet said that he would be sold away for exactly 30 pieces of silver. The prophet said that when he was dying, they would be gambling for his clothes. The prophet said that none of his bones would be broken upon his death. The prophet said that even his hands and his feet would be pierced. And they said that hundreds of years before they ever invented crucifixion. On and on and on, prophecies about this Jesus, this Messiah, this person that would come and be the Savior of the world. The odds of just one person fulfilling all of those prophecies is so astronomical, it's just ridiculous. But Jesus exactly fulfilled all of these predictive prophecies in advance with perfection. There's this one big prophecy in Daniel chapter 9, which actually gives us a timeline that predicts when the Messiah is supposed to come, and it has to be during this particular window. There's going to be an atonement made, and then there's going to be a divine visitation to the temple, and all of that has to happen before the temple is destroyed, which it was destroyed in AD 70. Only Jesus fits that criteria. And so what that means is either Jesus was indeed the Jewish Messiah, or there's never going to be one. That tells us two things, something about the Bible and then something about Jesus, right? If the Bible's just a book written by men, then it would not contain so many fulfilled prophecies. But yet on many occasions, we see the Bible predicts the future, decades, sometimes hundreds of years in advance. Jesus of Nazareth fits the prophetic profile perfectly. He's the one they were waiting for. This is what Christmas is all about. This is why we sing, like the hymn writer said, "O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. For Christ is born of Mary and gathered all above. While mortals sleep, the angels keep their watch of wondering love. O morning stars together proclaim the holy birth, and praises sing to God the King, and peace to all the earth." Amen. Christmas is about fulfilled prophecy. Now, isn't it interesting to you that in nearly every modern fantasy book or movie, whether it's Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or the Chronicles of Narnia or the Wheel of Time or Aragon, there's always some prophecy about the one who's going to come, and this one is going to set everything straight when he does arrive. Can I let you in on a little secret? That's copyright infringement on the original prophesied birth story, Christmas. God promised his people, his children, that he would send them a Messiah in Genesis chapter 3, and he would be born of a woman and crush the head of the serpent. Do you realize what that means to us? That means if God kept his promises to his people back then, he's going to keep his promises to you. God can be trusted. Don't count him out. Don't sell him short. So those are